You are listening to the Global Psychosis Network.
After that, we just started fucking driving back and same shit. Desert. Nothing. Shacks. Had to drive through fucking Arizona again.
I find it interesting that because it's outlawed, like, oh, dang, can't do it anymore. You know, you think they would still be down.
Because in Mexico, when I went to Mexico, fucking, there was this little kid, right? And he had like a big old fucking scar across his face. And the kid, it's like a criminal scar, you know? And this kid is like, I don't know, like 7, you know what I mean? And then like, he's all like this little like shrunken kid. And I'm like, how the fuck did that kid get that scar? He fights cocks, right? And a lot of the kids there, they get roosters and they train them and they fight their own fucking like after school shit like it's Pokemon and shit, dude. That's how they do it.
Right, straight up, like they fucking, like I seen little fucking kids like rocking with sandals, a fucking Adidas sweatpants and like a button flannel shirt and all that, holding their fucking rooster and shit and just going out to the park and fucking throwing it right there and like snapping and shit, teaching that shit and like, it's a trip, man.
Yeah, Mexicans love their animals, dude. I fucking...
to abuse them.
Anything to entertain us. Fuck it.
I did security for like a Mexican rodeo, and you have these fucking like drunken Mexican cowboy guys on horses and shit. And it's like they're so drunk they're leaning to the right, and the horse is going right too, like walking sideways and shit.
So
the
like, horse looks drunk.
Yeah, the horse looks drunk, and then you have like little kids like running around in between the legs of the horses and shit. I'm just like, god damn, this feels like a fucking like accident waiting to happen and shit. Somehow nothing happened. That was.
When did you go to the Mexican rodeo?
This is probably like in June.
I
was doing security for it.
I would have gone.
Did a lot of people try to talk Spanish to you?
Just about everybody, because I was actually at the bottom of the hill where everyone would come in. They'd ask like where they go, so I'd tell them like, okay, you have to go straight if you're doing this, or you have to go left if you're doing that. And they'd look at me like, okay. I go derecho or a la izquierda, you know, and they fucking try to do hand gestures
like,
and shit.
Go away, Cho.
Yeah.
Now
I don't speak Spanish, so
you're like, I don't speak.
Well, I would try it and like, I mean, a lot of them kind of knew both languages, but there's other ones that didn't know, like what I was talking about. But then they'd kind of get the idea, because they'd be like, do you work here? You work or you spectate? Oh, spectator. But then I did the black rodeo, and that shit was
Black rodeo?
Yeah, they have a black rodeo. Can you believe this?
Should have called me for that one for sure.
That one, I was surprised, because these guys, like, they're driving raised trucks. They're wearing, like, you know, the whole get-up, like the fucking tight jeans and the belt buckles and the hats. But they're black people, and they got their horses and shit.
Do they still act ghetto, though, or?
Well, they act cool until you piss them off, and then the ghetto comes right out. So, like, this one dude came up, and he was like, you know, I was here yesterday. And I'm like, yeah, you got to pay $5 again for the parking. But I was here yesterday. Yeah, but you got to pay every time you come. Oh, fuck that. I ain't paying shit. I'm like, well, then you can't come in. And then we got in this fucking argument, and he's like, gets all fucking angry. And he's an older black guy. And he gets out of his truck and shit. And he's like, oh, you motherfucker, you going to try to make me fucking pay? And he gets out. And I'm like, dude, you need to get back in your truck right now. And fucking, he starts screaming at me, and I'm screaming at him. Like, get back in the fucking truck, old man. And fucking just finally he's like, here, take the goddamn money, motherfucker, cracker, motherfucker. Or whatever the fuck he was saying. But, and he ends up taking off. But they have their attitudes. And then, another lady fucking like threatened to kill us and shit.
What?
Cause she's like, you're lucky that it's not my fucking car. If it was me, I'd fucking run your ass down, motherfucker. Like, I'm like, damn, dude. Like, just it's $5. You act like I'm asking to fucking drain your bank account and shit, you know. But
that's a sack right there. With stress. That's a fucking. It's a fat stress sack right there.
Sure.
Back in the day, remember?
Oh, that's a blunt, homie.
Yeah.
You fucking it up.
So, what do you have any like future plans with your artwork as far as what you're trying to do with it, or any ideas, or are you just taking a break for a while?
Well, I've been doing just stuff for my son. Like, I made him some shoes, and then I'm making these designs for like little shirts and shit like that.
Are you still painting on chicks?
No, those fools didn't hit me up anymore.
So
I don't think they've been doing shit.
So those days are probably behind you then?
Unless they hit me up, then I'm down, but yeah.
So you think maybe you're gonna like transition into doing art for clothing and whatnot?
Yeah.
Because I know people that although I can't think of one person right now off the top of my head, but I know there's been people asking like, hey, do you know anyone that can like paint on fucking shoes and shit? I forgot what the
I
fuck
could
was
do
telling.
that.
I think I might even give him your number, but I can't remember who this is off the top of my head. But
Did you give him my new one?
I don't remember now. It's like
Yeah.
this is like probably 3 weeks ago. But I know there's people looking for like that kind of stuff. Might be a good way to make some money.
Yeah.
Money.
I've just been going painting, like actually painting like walls and shit.
Yeah.
I've been doing that more.
Do you go to like secret locations?
No, it's like these legal spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how do you find these legal spots?
Like
Penny
a
saver.
friend. Yeah. It's
He looks at it with a penny saver.
Google it, you know.
Yeah.
Fucking everything's on the internet, man.
So when you paint stuff, do you have like people like standing there like shaking their cans ready to go over it? Because that would kind of piss me off.
No. Mostly there's like little kids and they think that you're like somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Wow, who are you?" And I tell them, "Oh, fucking right evil," and they're like,
I'm
they don't know
evil
who the
doers
fuck I am.
beware.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
You should go there with a cape on, dude.
That's what
I
I
know.
said. And a domino mask and shit. And come in with his own thing.
The legend of evildoers beware.
I took Christian there last time I went to Hollywood
Yeah.
to go paint. Christian painted.
Dude, let me go and paint Mr. Moneybags, dude. Or Mr. Horsehead.
They'll probably get mad like the other people.
Dude, my art's fucking shit, dude.
Oh, dude.
I got the 2D down.
Go on the net, dude, and type in Mr. Moneybags.
Mr. Moneybags?
There's
Is
a
he-
character named Mr. Moneybags
Is it?
and shit, but it's totally not yours. I was upset.
Well, I'm glad it doesn't look like my guy.
Like, so there's still a future for.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, that's a Monopoly, dude. I didn't know that was his name, though. I thought his name was Mr. Monopoly.
Yeah.
No, there's another character. Unless
I typed in Mr. Moneybags, and it's showing the dude from Monopoly. Like that old man with the mustache, the guy that looked like Mr. Kreisworth in art class.
Did you type in the web or image? Go in image.
I went to images.
Yeah?
Christian's
Google
going
or
through-
Yahoo?
I'm on Google. I don't like Yahoo.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, I
Yeah.
can't give you an explanation why I don't like it. I went on Yahoo.com. I didn't like their format, or I didn't like their
Yeah.
Outlook or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
you call it, and I'm just like, fuck this website. I honestly don't even really like Google because Google fucking spell checks your shit. You know, you'll type in like R-A, and they're like, oh, did you want to type in rash? No, I'm trying to type in fucking, you know. So,
James Ratch.
have you heard about that fucking? I think it's called Tripwire. Let me see, Tripwire.
Tripwire.
Hold on. Let me Google this shit real quick.
Google.
I think it's called
Google there.
Tripwire. It's either Tripwire or Trapwire.
What'd it be about?
But basically, it's I don't know if you noticed, but like there's like there's always been security cameras, but then they have like these new security cameras that look like little domes. They look like little snow globes. Have you seen those ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, basically, what people would normally think is that it's just a closed circuit network that monitors what's going on in that one little room or whatever. That whoever owns that property can check their closed circuit television and see if anyone stole shit. Well, there's this program called, I think it's Tripwire. But anyways, there's this program called Tripwire, which basically can connect to any closed circuit network.
Really?
And basically, whatever like is filmed in those, this is only in these little new snow globe like type of cameras. Basically, they can transmit that information to this software program called Tripwire that goes to a database that the government has. And they can basically look anywhere at any time. So if there's like a little snow globe at an AM, PM in Gardena or some shit, if they want to, they can click in there and see what the fuck's going on, which makes it Big Brother, you know?
Yeah.
Because you would think it's just the owners of AM, PM making sure no one's stealing out of the register. But in reality, they have a whole software program set up where they can just monitor shit wherever they want at any time.
That's crazy.
So, it's
Fucking
just
shit, man.
funny how we're getting closer and closer to that fucking, where they're gonna eventually like in like Judgment Day or the movie with fucking Sylvester Stallone, where he like cusses or some shit and then
Demolition Man.
Demolition Man, yeah, and he gets a little fucking receipt that says, oh, you have to pay this fine.
Oh yeah. Fucking yeah. I mean, shit, dude. In fucking London, or in England, they have fucking cameras everywhere in every corner, just recording.
Trapwire, it's Trapwire.
Tripwire.
So yeah, this is like confirmed. Like, oh, this is a software program that we're gonna be using, and there's nothing you can do about it because we passed the legislation to enforce this shit when you were worried about gay marriage and shit, you know.
Yeah, I know.
So that's where we're headed in the future. We're gonna be fucking monitored. I was telling DJ Fate that we're eventually gonna be in a fucking situation where everyone's life is televised and there'll be no more secrets. You know, like, oh, dude, I saw what you did last week, dude. You're fucking dumbass, dude.
Well, look how people blast themselves on Facebook and fucking.
That'd be a dope
Yeah.
fucking plot for a movie and shit. Like in the future, like fucking dystopia and all that, where fucking
Everybody
overcrowded
thinks they're
living and
important.
everyone gets fucking recorded and shit. You can see it in the channel and everybody knows everybody about everybody and all that. And fucking people who are rich and popular are the ones who have the most like interesting life and all that shit, but they have their own dark secrets and all that. Oh shit! It's like a movie.
I'm telling you, there's gonna be no more secrets. Like eventually, you're like, oh, dude, I'm sorry to hear about your herpes. Like, how the fuck did you know? I saw your show, dude.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, fuck, dude. Like seriously, like, I mean,
thought I edited that
like you're
out.
saying with Facebook, it's already like people are gonna meet your son, dude. I'm your biggest fan, dude. I've been watching since like day one, dude. Like, I've been following you on Facebook for years,
Yeah.
and your son's gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Who are you?
Dude, I was
Yeah.
there when you lost your virginity.
Like everyone's life's like documented now. That's why I ended up getting rid of my Facebook. Not officially, like I still have it to monitor my like pages, but I got rid of everyone's fucking off my list and shit because I'm tired of fucking going on there and just like.
Shit, I don't exist.
I know you. I gotta give you credit, dude. You've never fucking jumped on the bandwagon for the Facebook. Now you were on the MySpace thing, but I feel like you were almost like had your arm twisted. Like make the fucking thing, because you never logged on the shit.
No, because I didn't make it. Fucking this fool made it.
Oh, okay.
He made
And
it for
Felix
me.
And my brother.
Yeah, they all made it for me, and like, I mean, it was cool just basically because, basically for the graph and then the fucking chicks, but then I just never really got into it because I don't know, man. It's just-
MySpace was the shit. You missed out on that.
Yeah, I did. After I fucking hear all these fucking after all these stories and all this shit, I'm like, damn. You know, fucking, I gotta clicked up with this fool, I gotta clicked up with that fool, I gotta bang this chick, I could have done that, or just like, you know, especially when MySpace music, dude, that shit was a thing for anybody trying to get out there in the entertainment biz, man, or just trying to promote anything, art to fucking music, especially music, and damn, like, totally fucking slipped on that shit. It was just, I don't know, I was never really...
I still think you should have made, or should make still, because it's never too late, something to showcase your music, you know? Because, like I said, you had a lot of shit that you've written, and a lot of stuff that you could probably redo now.
Well, Christian and me have a comic book in mind, right? And we haven't approached you about this yet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's this comic book about mutated rabbit and, or for some shit like that, right? And the rat. And then fucking, like, future, all that shit, right?
Mhm.
And then, so when
Future
we make
shit.
the comic book, we're going to take pictures and then just put them in some sort of editing thing and let it, like, play. But we're going to fucking make a song telling the story about it while the comic
Okay.
book plays.
So you want me to do, like, the music for it?
And
be
help
down
us
for that.
edit.
Okay.
Like the score.
Which program, though? Because I don't know if I could... Depends what program you use, if I could translate it over to what I'm doing.
What
Like
do
you
mean?
said, what you say for the editing?
I'll just make drawings and then scan them.
Oh, okay. I thought you guys were going to do it on your end, and then you wanted me to help. I thought you already had, like, the software situation.
No, I don't have shit.
Okay, so, yeah, we can do that. It would be, yeah, I could figure something out with that.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of like stop motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You're just, like, that'd be a lot of images, though.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be like a bunch of little ones and then like scan and then make them to the different scales of this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wanted to do that one show, Trashville. I thought that would have been fucking, because, like, even the artwork didn't have to be that good. It's just shitty fucking Jimbo Trashy art, you know?
South Park.
Oh shit! Have
Yeah.
you seen stuff on Adult Swim? Right? Like, a lot
Yeah.
of that fucking shit's like whack, but it's funny. Like you
Yeah.
just gotta be fucking creative in the mind. Like fuck it.
As long as you can
creative.
tell what it is.
Yeah, and like I had a couple ideas, man. That's another thing, man. I want to pitch some of my fucking ideas, but I don't know where to start. Like, I don't even
Why
know
don't
what
we
the fuck
start
to
with,
do.
like, if we're going to do that kind of thing, like, I think a lot of people get overwhelmed, like, fuck, I got to make a whole show, like a 25-minute show. Just start off with just, like, a little, like, 3-minute short, you know, and then just
Yeah.
make a bunch of them, and then eventually,
It becomes 30 minutes.
yeah, and then, like, yeah, you can just add it, and then eventually, like, you'll develop the process where it won't take you that long to even do it, because you already have all the backgrounds and shit. And you already have the characters with the same mouth movements. Now you just got to place them in different situations.
That's
Yeah.
the thing that's gonna be a bitch. Those mouth movements, man.
Well, just draw, like, you know, like the mouth open, like like the O. Like basically, I would say just the vowels. Move the mouth, like draw the mouth to make the different vowel sounds, because that's the only thing.
O-E-I-O-U.
It really matters, you know. You can't really, the consonants you're not gonna really notice anyways when someone's talking, you know. So you just draw some shit like that, and then if I could even do like voiceovers for it, like we can do voices like, you know, like the Jimbo Trashy podcast. This is Global Psychosis Entertainment presents. Like at the very beginning of the intro here, that was me doing my Brit. I can't do it right now, but
that was you. I really thought I was a British guy.
I thought you got some fucking old British dude in here. I thought you got like Bruce Wayne's fucking butler in here. To, like,
I can do a Scottish accent.
Let's do that one.
That's it. Hey, lassie, you wanna fuck with me? I'll cut your fucking pecker off and shove it down your throat and shit on it, motherfucker.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I had this one that the whole time we were up there in Washington, because like especially in Oregon, there's a lot of like one horse towns and shit. So I kept doing like, you ain't from around here, are you? I kept doing that. Even if the person didn't sound like that. You know, like we get something to eat, and the person's like, hi, welcome to so-and-so. How can I help you? And then they walk away, and I go, you ain't from around here, are you? I just kept doing that. And like, everyone's looking at me like, why you keep doing that? Dude? Like, she didn't even sound like that. I'm like, yeah, well, whatever.
They don't get the humor.
I get you. I get you.
But then we did stop at some place in Oregon. And the lady's like, how y'all doing today? That sounded exactly like how my
You should have done it to that way.
Well, I didn't say it too. I wait till they walked away. I didn't want to make fun of them to their
but...
face, you know? Yeah. I'm a gentleman like that.
Yeah.
I wait till you leave, and then I make fun of you.
Of course, or else they won't like you.
I remember I picked up an African accent from this dude that I used to work with. Like, this fool.
Tell him the hooker story.
Alright. This fool, right, like, he was an African dude, and like fucking he was like an installer, so they had nothing to do or whatever, so but they were gonna use him for another project instead of laying him off. They threw him with us, and you know how you did what I did. We drove around and we fixed registers and shit, you know. And then so this motherfucker, like, I had to conversate with him because he would be with me all day for fucking 8 hours, you know. And then he just talked to me, and he like talked about hooker, just like it wasn't shit, dude. Like it wasn't shit. And he's all like talking about these whorehouses and shit. And then fucking he told me this one story where he's like, one time my friend asked me, Art, that was his name, have you ever fucked a hooker? I looked at him and I laughed. And I said, of course I fucked a hooker. I fucked many hookers. And then he hated American black people too.
What, really?
He hated them, dude. He goes, they are niggers. I am not a nigger. He's like, they ruined everything.
I can get jiggy with this shit.
Yeah. And then fucking he was funny, dude. He was cool.
Yeah, there's a fucking guy I work with. He works as a security and front desk and shit. He's African and all that, straight up, dude. He's cool as fuck though, man. But he was saying like he was saying like cause I was talking about, oh yeah, you know, I live up in Long Beach and shit. I go to Compton and all that. And he's like, oh, I hate them motherfuckers out there. Like,
Oh, you still talking about Art?
no, I'm talking about the guy from fucking my job and shit. He's straight up, he's African. He's cool, dude.
That sounded like, it almost sounded like a Scottish accent again. I thought you were going to use
Oh, he was like fucking.
He's a part Scottish. You know,
He was part
from
Scottish
his
shit,
African
from
side.
Africa.
Remember fucking Flavio, or what the fuck was that fool's name who always wanted to fucking get a hooker?
Y'all trying to get a
Oh,
hooker?
Claudio, yeah.
Claudio. And then he'd be like, hey man, let's get a hooker. They're only like $1,000. And then you'd be like, how much money you got? You'd be like $7.
Yeah, this guy was a trip, dude. He worked, right? Because I worked at Pizza Hut when I was like 18 to 20. And this guy he was already working there for probably like 5 years before I even applied. And this guy was always like sweating his ass off, fucking like doing all the hard labor shit, like taking out the trash and fucking scrubbing the toilets. Like, he did all the fucking gross work.
Yeah.
But he was a cool guy, so I'm like, hey man, you want to get a fucking beer sometime after work? So he'd come over here and we'd chill. And, you know, we'd sip on 40s. And then, like, I'd be already fucking 3/4 away with my 40. Like, hey, did you want to grab another 40? Or, like, you're still fucking, you only got like 2 sips out of that thing. What the fuck? And he's just like, yeah, dude, oh, yeah, I'm good. So I didn't notice this at first, but I would notice eventually that he had a fucking flask like vodka or whiskey or whatever, or like a 5th bottle, and he would fucking just like, when he thought I wasn't looking, he would like unscrew the cap and swig it and then put it back in his pocket. And
You seen nothing.
I thought nothing of it. I'm just like, whatever, dude. Like, I'm not gonna trip. I'm like, hey, man, you can pull that out. You can drink it. I'm not gonna ask you for any if you're fucking worried about me mooching off your shit, you know. And he, oh no, I just, give me some fucking mumbled answer and shit. And I mean, I know you guys know this story. I'm telling this for the people at home.
Yeah, I know.
So eventually, like, he became known as like one of the drunkenest guys I've ever fucking known or kicked it with. But I think one of the most famous incidents that I still quote to this day is, we had a little, like, party over here, and I invited him. And this guy would, like, take off his fucking, his uniform shirt. Because he'd come over here, like, right after work. So he'd, like, take off his, like, uniform, but he would still wear the Pizza Hut hat. And I'd always fucking give him shit. Like, why are you wearing the Pizza Hut hat? Dude, you have, like, your full, like, dressed up clothing that you brought, but you still wear the Pizza Hut hat. So then I just, like, mentioned it once, and, like, he would never wear it again, but...
I saw him on the bus one time, like on his day off, and he was wearing that hat.
With a little fucking, the tomato and the cheese and shit. But,
that's all I knew was him.
I love those.
He was wearing it backwards because he was off work.
Well, he came over because we had a party, and he's already fucking drunk or whatever, and then, like, he's having beers here, and he starts getting so sloppy drunk that he's, like, falling into shit. So I'm like, dude, you need to chill out for a little bit. Here, drink some water, man. Like, don't drink any more beer right now because you're pretty fucked up. And he's like, no, dude, I'm good, dude. I'm fucking good right now. I'm like, dude, you're fucking shit-faced, man. You're, like, slurring your words. You fucking puked in the driveway, dude. Just fucking chill out for a little while. He's like, fine, man. Fucking your time. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. And he starts, like, talking like he's, like, from Brooklyn or some shit. And I'm like, dude, I'm not telling you gotta leave. I'm just telling you chill out for a little bit. Just sit on the couch and just hang out, So, I put him on the couch, and I'm fucking just, like, fucking around with the keyboard, just, like, playing some little melody that I had in my head at the time. And, I think there was some chick here, I forgot who it was, but there was a chick here, and I was, like, playing it for her. And she's, like, standing next to me, and I'm playing it. All of a sudden I hear... I'm like, what the fuck? I look over, and Claudio is, like, sitting on the couch. He's, like, leaning over, and, like, I see, like, fucking, like, just thick fucking saliva, like he's about to puke coming, and it's like slowly dripping out. But it was like still a string, like holding. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, Claudio, come on, because there was like no trash can around him, and I didn't want him puking like right there where I sleep, So I'm like, Claudio, come on, get up, and he fucking slurps it back up. I'm like, dude, come on, you gotta go outside, dude, you're gonna get sick. So he fucking ends up puking in the trash can, and then that's when he's like, I'm just gonna get out of here, man. I'm just gonna get out of here. And I'm like, dude, you don't have to leave, man. You just gotta chill out on the drinking. And I tell him the same story again. And then he's like, man, I'm sorry, dude. And he like starts to like break down and cry. So I'm like, oh, it's okay, dude. So I like give him a hug. And then he's like, I just drink because of my kids, man. Just because of my kids. I'm like, you got kids? He's like, I'm like, you got kids? He's like, nah, not yet. And I was like, what? I was like, okay. So then after that, he took off, and then I told him the story, and like that just became the running joke, dude. Like whenever I'd be shit faced or whatever, like, dude, I just drink because of my kids. And then Steve would play along and be like, you got kids? Like, nah, not yet.
That was a good one.
Another time we were chilling, and he just appeared out of nowhere. I was about to go to Guitar Center, and I'm like getting ready to leave. All of a sudden, oh shit, what's up, Claudio? Yeah, I'm about to take off right now. And he's like, oh, did you want to kick it? Well, I'm like, well, if you want to go with me to Guitar Center, let's roll right now. So we go in the car, and like the whole way we're driving there, I hear like, he's like, I look over and he's like doing this, and he's all like quiet and shit. And I'm like, you all right, dude? And he's just like shaking his head, like, you don't even want to answer me and shit. And I'm like, okay. So the whole fucking ride to Guitar Center, he's like dead silent, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this guy gonna throw up in my car? Is he fucking that's fucked up already? Like, what the fuck? So we pull up and we park, and then I get out, and we're walking into Guitar Center, and I'm probably like a step ahead of him. And then we walk in, and I turn around, and he's fucking nowhere to be found. And then I didn't see him ever again for like 5 years. That was the last time I saw him for like 5 years. And then one day when I think I was working at Tolt, I went into Subway like during the lunch break, and he was in there. This is towards the end of my tenure at Tolt, and he's in there working, and he's like making the Subway sandwiches, and I'm like, oh shit, what's up, Claudio? Like, he's like, yeah, what's going on? Yeah, I'm working at Subway now. I'm like, oh, moving up in the world, huh? He's like, yeah, go try the Pizza Hut, man. Just thought it'd be time for something new. And I'm like, okay, cool. So then I didn't see him again for like another 3 or 4 years after that. And then this is probably like about a year ago, or maybe it was even this year now. I can't remember now.
You have kids yet?
I didn't talk to him for that long, but I went to Quiznos, And I went to get something to eat, and he was working there now.
The
one-
is moving now.
The one right by you.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, what's up? And now he cut his hair short, and it's weird. Like, I don't know what's up with people that like to rock the scruffy looking 5 or 4. It's like they shaved their head like 2 months ago, and then they just don't shave it again until another 2 months goes by. But he had like that shaggy, just like bald head look, and he just fucking still like he looks like every time I see him, he looks like he's like greasy and sweaty.